Hello and welcome to the Cinemondo podcast with Kathy, Mark, and Burke, talking about movies. Today, we're going to talk about a true crime documentary called Murder Among the Mormons that's on Netflix right now, and it's executive produced by our friend Joe Berlinger, so you know it's good.
And we have an interview with Joe Berlinger if you're interested in hearing more from him. And it's really fascinating to hear his ideas about the true crime genre and how he doesn't really fit into that specifically. So definitely look for it. It's on our channel. And then we also have him talking about Ted Bundy on our podcast.
Yeah,
he's don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment.
Subscribe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this film is
directed. In case you're wondering who we are, it's on Mark's shirt.
Yeah. Free advertising.
Nerd.
Click Mark's shirt.
Oh yes, I'm the guy that goes with the to the concert wearing the band's concert shirt. That's what I do.
We have cool swag. I need to get that store going. Anyway.
But yeah, Murder Among the Mormons is a fascinating documentary about a fascinating series of crimes, not maybe what you expect. If you haven't seen it, or I mean, if you obviously you haven't seen it, go see it. But if you haven't heard about the story, if you don't know this story, watch it before you hear anything about it. Watch it before you listen to this, and then come back and listen to this, because it's one of those stories that you need to. It's kind of fascinating to just go into it without knowing what's coming up, because we're going to spoil it a little bit by saying things as follows. It is about some guys. Bunch of guys who really get into document collecting, ancient documents pertaining to the Mormon church. These are Mormon people, and the Mormon church is really into its history and documenting and family trees and all that. And so they really get into old documents, and they have their methods of verifying them and validating these old documents. But there's a guy, a document collector, who finds one that kind
He's
of
so lucky. He finds everything.
So many things.
He's like, "Hi, I'm Mark Hoffman. I found all documents." You're like, "Oh, you must be good."
He just no
one really questions it.
He knows where they are.
He goes to a bookstore and he finds the right book and he buys it, and he turns around and goes, "This is of some value." And he finds this one in a book. Finds this letter that just turns the Mormon church on its ear. It's like a real kind of controversial. What's in there? It's very controversial, and so everybody's up in arms. Like, what is this?
Mormon church not happy to see this document.
Yeah, and it's
very
authenticated
for everyone.
It's authenticated. It's genuine. It was really written, according to everybody, 1835 or something. And so that's where it starts. And it's about these people that are just interested in these docs. But then there is some bombings. A couple of people are murdered, and it just sort of explodes from there.
Well, it's funny you say people interested in docs. These are like incredibly valuable, huge money documents. It's like you find these letters or these pages, and you'll get hundreds of thousands of dollars for them. So it's not just like, oh, here's a document, put in a museum. It's like people are paying big money. The church wants to collect these documents. They're confirming their beliefs until the salamander letter. This, it's not confirming it, and everyone's getting all confused. And we have bombings, we have murder, we have con men, we have huge money. I mean, this documentary is full of stuff. And I have to say, even the bombings are almost the least interesting part, because the con itself is just incredible.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, it's so intricate.
It's a true whodunit, and it's also it also becomes like a why done it. Like, why was it done? So the murders, the bombings happen in the first episode. The next two episodes are the fallout and what, and why this happened and who did it. And that's where it's fascinating. It's a really gripping three episode documentary.
Yeah. And it was really pretty earth shattering at the time, because when bombings are happening in a town like, Salt Lake City, and you have one bomb, then you have two bombs, the fact that there's multiple bombs happening, it starts instilling fear in everyone, because you just don't know, where's the next bomb going to be. And the fact is, they're not, even if they're targeted, they may not hit their target. It could be an innocent person. So everyone was freaking out. It was a really, really heavy time.
Yeah. And, it's a fascinating story, not just because of the murders, but because of what caused the murders, what brought the murders about. And we won't spoil it in this short one, but it's Yeah, it's a
Oh no, spoiler alert, greed and assholes.
yeah,
basically.
and sociopaths and
Yeah.
psychopaths and no regard for human life and a weird lack of regard for human life
Yep.
that you get to witness in these films. You get to hear the voice of someone who just feels like, yeah, I don't, I had to do
Oh,
it.
well.
I had to protect
Yeah.
myself.
Yep.
And yeah, it's dark. It's
There's a-
disturbing.
There's
It's
a
a
lot
really-
going on. Also, if you're not familiar with Mormons or the LDS and how that works in Salt Lake City, because it's this kind of a staid conservative city, and this happens, it's very earth shattering
Yeah.
for that town at that time. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
compelling.
it's a 3-part series, 3-part, 1 hour long each on Netflix, and it's fascinating. So I would definitely say it's worth a watch.
Yeah.
You can watch it all one evening. It's that quick.
Yeah. All right
Yeah.
then.
There it is. Murder Among the Mormons, directed by Jared Hess, executive produced by Joe Berlinger. And don't
Yay,
forget to
Joe.
subscribe, like, and comment
Yes.
on this video or any of Cinemondo videos on YouTube. We
And you can
appreciate it.
listen to our full length version of this review on our podcast, and we also have it on our channel, so you can hear more if you're interested in hearing more about what we think
Yeah.
about this film,
If you want to
All
hear
right.
more about this, we
More.
go on and on and on about
which
it.
I'm sure you do. We fill in a lot of blanks between
Yeah.
the
We do, we
on.
do.
There's a lot going on.
But
All
if
right.
you're like me and you watch something that you really like, you really want to hear what other people are talking
Yes.
about. So
Exactly.
yeah,
All
that's
right,
why
then.
we're here. It's our job.
See you next time.
Thanks for watching. Take care.
Take care, everybody. Bye.